welcome to a new live video tutorial, and today we're going to make this cute, oopsie daisy, cute little emoji square, which you can totally use as a coaster or whatever else you would like to use it for. It is actually part of a little bit bigger pattern, so I kind of like pulled it out. Let me show you. It is actually part of a really long scarf. So you can see all these emojis on here, right? So if you want to make that scarf, you definitely need to know how to do color changes within corner to corner. Okay, so this is specifically the box stitch corner to corner, so meaning we're going to use double crochet stitches, 3 double crochet stitches together, okay, which is the box stitch. Corner to corner is a technique, okay, so corner to corner in this case uses the box stitch. So that's what we're going to focus on. We're going to make this cute little square, which is 7 times 7 pixels, and I'm going to take you through it step by step, and I'm going to show you how to do increases, decreases, color changes, and yeah, we're gonna have fun together. Are we ready? Okay, before we get started, I do want to remind you really quickly, we are going to have prizes at the very end, but before we do so, and by the way, you should stay until the end because only those who stay here live have a chance to win some prizes, okay, because I have questions for you at the end. But we are also going to talk about our big early Black Friday sale, our only sale this year, that is this big, okay, so make sure you stay through the end so you understand what this is all about, okay, meaning what you can save on and all the details and how you get extra little gifts and stuff like that. It is super duper fun to be part of the crochet club or getting a new ebook. Make yourself a gift early, right? We all need early gifts sometimes to, you know, keep us motivated and inspired. So that's what we're going to talk about later. But before we do so, we're going to make this cute little square. Okay, I'm ready. Are you guys ready? Love these crochet lives. I know, we're having so much fun. Okay, I'm going to swoop around so you can see what I see. I like to say that. I don't know why I say that, but I do like to say it. Okay, I'm going to make it brighter in a second. You can see there is a difference here in brightness. So yes, this will be brighter in a second once we crochet it. But I do want to go through the actual pixel first, especially for those who have never done corner to corner or the corner to corner box stitch before. I will guide you through it, and that way you understand how to do it, okay? Ruth bought a ebook today too. Yay, you added to your collection. I am so happy. Yay, I'm so happy for you, Ruth. Who else got it? Ooh, Sheila got some too. I have collected 10 ebooks. I think there's 28 if I counted this right. So Maxine, Sheila, Ruth, you guys have still a few to go. If you want to, I'm not forcing you to, I'm just letting you know there's a few left to go, right? All right, are you guys ready? So I am using worsted yarn for this, so pick anything you want pretty much in worsted yarn. I have a different varieties of yarns here. There's not specific brand that I'm using. I just picked whatever color I had that worked great for like orange, black, and white in this case. Okay, and I'm using a 5mm hook. I'm not going to cover weaving and ends. I have a separate video for that, and I linked it in the comments on YouTube. Okay, I also pinned the link that you see up there in the comments as well. It's like a black bar, I believe, and you will see the pinned link there. Okay, Sarah, I love how you asking right in the moment I mentioned it. You're like, I'm behind, hang on. A 5mm hook, guys, that's what I'm using. But you don't have to use a 5mm. You can pick whatever works best for you. This is just a little square, okay? Don't worry about it. If you want to use a 4mm, go with a 4mm. If you want to use a 4.5, do 4.5. I don't care. It's just a little square, okay? If you want to see how big it is, this is here my hand. Here in comparison, it's not that big, okay? So it could be great for a coaster of some sort. It's a little bit bigger than a normal coaster, but it works great, okay? So let's go through it, okay? That way everyone understands. So I have my pen here ready in case I need to take any notes, but the very first thing I want to talk about is that for corner to corner, in this specific case, so this corner to corner is using the box stitch. So I'm just going to call it corner to corner right now, even though it corner to corner is a technique, and use it, in this case, it uses the box stitch, okay? So the box stitch specifically is typically a 3 double crochet, I don't want to call it cluster, but it's 3 double crochet stitches in one space. Typically here in this case, it's like a chain space. So there's like chains right here and it's like placed on top of it. Sometimes it's also placed within 3 chains. So like 1, 2, 3 and like right into it. It really depends, but it is 3 double crochets together. Okay. And it looks like a little pixel. So this is why we have pixels here. So each pixel represents one box stitch. Okay, so in each of these pixels, I'm going to write down 3 double crochets right now so you understand. Each pixel is one box stitch. Got it? We're good on that, right? That's very clear. So when you are counting, you know that the amount of stitches, the amount of boxes you have to crochet is according to your box stitch. Okay, so for example, if you see here 2 pixels, that means you're going to do 2 box stitches. Got it? Now, because it's called corner to corner, we're going to start in one corner and we're going to end up on the other corner. Now, if you are a lefty, you may start on the other side, but it's up to you. Okay, it really doesn't matter. I personally think starting on one corner, whichever corner you pick, and then stick with it is fine. Here's the reason why. You're going to flip-flop it back and forth anyways because it's diagonal. Okay, we're moving diagonally, so it really doesn't matter which corner you're picking from. Just start on one and end up on the other side. Okay, is that making sense? So we're not going in a curve, we're going straight across. That means we're going in these kind of rows. Okay, we're going diagonally from one point to another. Now, let me explain that specific movement. That movement means that we're starting in one corner and we are increasing if this follows this little arrow. So I added these arrows here and I highly recommend you do so too because it will really, really help you, okay? So, which means every time you hit one of these edges, so there's 4 edges in a square, even in a rectangle, there are 4 edges, okay? So this is considered an edge, this is considered an edge. Wherever you see the numbers, that's considered an edge. If you hit that edge, then you will look at your little arrow that you made. Hopefully you made your arrow, okay? And by the way, you feel free to take a screenshot here if you need that little pixel graph. The pixel graph is going to be in the ebook. I believe I also have it on my website if you need it, but this is a shortened version of the big one, okay? So now if you hit this arrow right here or this arrow, I wrote specifically down, these are considered increases, okay? An increase, and I'll talk you through it too. I just need you to understand this foundation first. It's like going to school. You first learn the theory and then you do the practice on it. Is that making sense? Like in science, you learn about the theory first and then you do the experiment. You never start with the experiment and then learn the theory after, okay? Unless you're a scientist, you're trying to figure something out. But if you are a student, you learn the theory first and then you do the practice. That's what we're doing here, okay? So in an increasing situation, that means if you're on the edge and you're starting a new row, this is for new rows that have increases, one of these sides, okay? You're going to make a chain of 6 and 3 double crochet stitches, okay? If you're somewhere in the middle of it, you're not on the edge, you're going to make a chain of 3 and 3 double crochet stitches. I will show you all of that in a second, okay? But right here is the point. I'm going to make a little star here. This point and this point right here, okay, these 2 points means you are changing direction. That means your arrow is changing. You're not going up anymore. You're now going in this direction. And if your arrow changes, you are now not doing any increases anymore. You're now doing decreases, okay? And if you're doing a decrease, that means you're going to do, instead of doing a chain 6, 3 double crochet stitches, you're doing 3 slip stitches, chain 3, and 3 double crochet stitches. So it's changes, and I'll show it to you so you know exactly what that means, okay? Which ebook is this in? This one is in the corner to corner ebook, okay? I'm going to write down corner to corner made easy. I believe that's what I called it, made easy. That is the ebook, okay? I'm going to write it over here. Can you see that? Whoops, right there. Sorry, it's a little cut off. So is this making sense so far? I will talk you through how to do the color changes as we go through it because that's harder to explain in theory. That's much better once you see it visually. But so far, I need you to understand how this theoretically works. Are you getting it? Okay. The other thing I want to talk about is that per row, you're increasing by 1 pixel, as you can see right here, until you hit the color changes, right? Until you hit the direction change. So for example, you start with 1, then you do 2, then you do 3, then 4, etc., until you're doing decreases again. So the next thing I need you to get is the direction you are crocheting in. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to remove this here for a second, because I'm going to add additional arrows that I highly recommend a beginner add to their pixel graph. Okay, your pixel graph should have these arrows that I'm about to crochet draw on it, in order to crochet this entire thing super easily. So let me show you. Okay, so I'm gonna remove this if this allows me to remove it. There we go. So here are my arrows that I'm talking about, and I would recommend you do this beforehand. Okay, so we're gonna start here, and then we're gonna go into this direction. Now, which direction you start in doesn't matter. Just start one and go in this snake direction. So when you make your very first arrow, you're going to check if this arrow matches this arrow. And in this case, it does. So that means you're going to do an increase here. Once you hit that, you're going to go this direction. This arrow doesn't match any of these arrows. That means you are in the middle. Okay, so if you have a diagonal arrow, then you are in the middle. Okay, and if you have this arrow, you're in the middle. That means you are not on an edge, and you're going to do this. Okay, now you're going to go over to the next row. Look at this arrow. This arrow matches this arrow, which means we're still increasing. Okay, now if you're now going in this direction, which we have to, right, because we're going in a snake, we're now having this type of arrow. Again, it's a diagonal arrow. It doesn't match any of my increases or decreases, which means we're in the middle. Okay, so if you have this arrow in either one of these directions, then you're in the middle. Okay, now in this case, we're now going to go back up. Okay, we're going this direction. Then we're going in this direction, going over this direction. I'm just going to draw it right now so you see the snake happening. And then you're going to start seeing in a second where the direction changes. Okay, hang on. I just need to show you this. Am I drawing straight? Right here is the direction change happening. You see it right here? We're not going up anymore. Do you see the difference between this one and this one? There's nothing happening up here. Okay. Jennifer says she doesn't feel comfortable with color changes. It's okay. Just pay attention. You might change your mind later once you tried. Okay. Can you pause after the instructions so we can take a screenshot? Yes. I will make sure that you can take a screenshot after. Okay, so now I'm going to go back down right here. Okay, then I'm going in this direction. Then I'm going back up. And then this direction. Every time you hit the edge, you're changing directions. Do you see that? So I'm just going to finish till the end so that way you have the full picture. And then here's the end point. Okay, this is how you crochet. This is literally the path of crocheting, okay? Now, we're going to follow this path right here while I'm crocheting it. So I'm going to move this over here slightly so that way you can still pay attention to it and hopefully you can see it while I'm crocheting it. Fingers crossed. Now, I do have the... Here, anyone wants to take a quick picture for a second? I'm going to hold it for a second here. Take your picture! Take your picture! If not, I'll show it later again so you can take another picture. I'm just going to hold just for one more second here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 should be good, right? So I'm going to move it over. Okay, like this. If I have to zoom out, I might have to, okay? We're going to start with white. So we're going to do immediately a color change after our very first pixel. We're going to make a pixel down here in white. So I have a gray background on purpose so that way you can follow along with me, okay? So the very first thing you want to do is you want to create your very first pixel. Because a pixel that needs to be created is the same thing as an increase, we're going to literally do what it says right here. We're going to make a chain of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. There's your chain of 6. you're going to crochet into the 4th, 5th, and 6th one from the hook, or you can call it 1, 2, 3 that you started out with. It doesn't matter. I like to call it 4, 5th, and 6th, so that way you're going in the same direction each time, okay? You can also say skip 3 chains. I don't care how you say it, but that's the idea, okay? You're making 3 double crochet stitches, 1 in each in the 4th, 5th, and 6th chain from the hook. And now I made my very first pixel. Ta-da! Pixel done. I'm actually going to cut my yarn right now because we don't need it right now. Snippity snip. White is done for now. Okay, we're now switching to orange. And I'm going to make a little slip knot here. Slippity slip. Like that. Do I need to make it brighter? Please let me know if you need to make it brighter. I feel like it's okay for now, but once I start with orange, it might be harder to see. So I'm just going to pull here my orange through. You see that? I have my white hanging out, and I'm going to pull my orange through that last one like this. Okay, in that case, I can pull my white out. And what I'm going to do is, just so that I'm not losing anything, I'm going to make a loose knot over here. This will be taken out later when you do your weaving in ends, okay? So just going to make a loose knot so I can take it out later. So now we are ready for our new pixel, pixel number 2. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab another color, if I can find one. Here we go. Find another color, and I'm going to make my check mark. Okay, I did number 1 now. We're going now to number 2. We're following this arrow. This arrow matches this arrow, which means we're doing an increase. Literally, I am matching arrows. That's what I'm going to do. Okay, that means we're doing an increase. So chain of 6, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Is this getting too dark now? I'm going to make it just a tad brighter. Hopefully this works. I don't want the pixel graph to be super bright. So is this still legible? Let me know. Hopefully it is. Okay, so here's a chain of 6. We're doing exactly the same as we did down here. So in the 4th, 5th, and 6th one, we're going to crochet a double crochet into it. By the way, if you haven't shared yet, go ahead and share. Come on, we're having fun together. We're learning corner to corner with color changes. You've got this. Okay. So right here is our second pixel. This is usually where people get confused and like, okay, now I have them dangling around, but it doesn't look like that. So how do I do this now? All you have to do is flip this. So that way you have a clean edge. You see that? You want a clean edge right here. Okay, so first it's lying like this. You're going to flip it up. It doesn't matter which side you're flipping, as long as you're flipping it like this. And the idea is that you're going into that chain of 3. Do you see that chain of 3 that we had skipped initially? We need to go into that. So however you're flipping, you need to go into that initial chain of 3 and make a slip stitch. And now we are connected. We're done with pixel number 2. Ta-da! Okay, so we can literally check it off. Okay, check it off right there. Ignore the background. There might be there's a gardener next door. Anyways, right here's now where we're going. We made pixel 2. We need to go on over here now. This is pixel 3 if you want to count it. 1, 2, 3, right? So we're going in this direction. So this arrow right now is diagonal. That means we're in the middle right here. And middle means chain of 3 and 3 double crochet stitches. Okay, let's do that. Literally, whatever it says here, we're doing. So chain of 3, and then the 3 double crochet stitches go right in here in that chain space. Okay, that chain 3 space. I'm just gonna call it chain 3, even chain space, because it doesn't matter. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? Chain 3 or chain space. In this case, it's the same. Okay, so there we go. We're done, and this is now pixel 3 done. You see that? Look how fast that went. We're already here. Okay, 1, 2, 3 done. Ta-da! It is actually fairly easy once you get the hang of it, right? So we still don't have any more big color changes happening. I'll show them to you once we get to it. So now let's go over here. We are following our path that we drew. We are now over here. This arrow matches this arrow, which means we're doing an increase again, okay? Because that arrow matches this arrow. That's what we're doing, okay? So we're making a chain of 6 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We're crocheting in the 4th, 5th, and 6th chain from the hook. Whether you're going in the back bump or not is up to you. Okay, it really doesn't matter. So I'm literally just going to crochet my double crochet stitches in the 4th, 5th, and 6th one. You go in a back bump, in a back loop, it doesn't matter. So this is how it looks like so far, right? So every time you make your very first pixel, you need to flip your work. Okay, so flip it so that you have your edges clean. See that? You can lay it down for a second so you know exactly how this looks like. Right now, you looks like you're on the outside. No, no, no. Flip it. So that way we're getting back to that chain of 3. We need a chain of 3 next to it where we are, right? Right next to it. So right here is that chain of 3. We're going to make a slip stitch into it. And now these are connected. So if I lay it out the way my little pixel graph is, then you can see it like this right now. This is how it's looking like. Let's move this, right? And we just made this one right here. Come on, there we go. You see that? This is what we made so far. So now we need to go in this direction. So we have 2 pixels to go in this diagonal row. Is that making sense? I never tried, but I always thought I might. I loved when I finally made my first graph. Cynthia, I'm so happy for you. Okay, so let's make these 2 pixels. This is a diagonal arrow, which means we're in the middle of it. So you're making 2 pixels that have chain 3 and 3 double crochet stitches. Okay, so let's do that. So I'm going to pick this up and I'm going to crochet a chain of 3 and 3 double crochet stitches. 1, 2, and 3. We're going to make a slip stitch right next door. So literally wherever there's a chain of 3 after you made your box stitch, you need to make a slip stitch. So here we go. Slip stitch. Okay, so now they're connected and it's not falling apart. So is it only the right side that flips? No, whatever side that, it doesn't matter which side it is, literally. As long, if you don't have writing on it, you can have one side be the front and one the other. You pick, okay? Whatever you want to call the front side is the front side. Now, I'm flipping it from right to left because I'm a righty. You might be a lefty and you flip the other way around, okay? You flip however you want. You could even flip your little pixel. I'll show you that in a second. I'll show you that you don't have to flip your entire big work. You can just flip your little pixel. I'll show you that, okay? So we just made this one right here. Okay, so now we need to make our last one. That is still part of that diagonal arrow, okay? So here we go. We're not on the edge yet. You can see that. This is the edge. We're not on the edge yet. So I'm going to make a chain of 3 and 3 double crochet stitches. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so this is how it looks like so far. So if I now hold it like this, like the way my graph is, it's looking like this. Okay, so we just made this one right there. So now let's follow the path. The path says our arrow is going upward, so it's matching this one. Okay, this arrow matches this arrow, which means we're still doing increases here on the edge. So I'm going to show you the other flip around right now. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to make a chain of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So 6 of them, then go in the 4th, 5th, and 6th, and you're going to crochet a double crochet into each of them. Okay, so every time you are doing your increases, that's where you're crocheting into. You don't have a chain space here in this case. So there we go. So I showed you earlier that I was flipping this one. You can also flip this one. Okay, you can flip this one around like this. Hang on. Well, I prefer this way. But you, in this case, actually, because we're already in this direction, we can flip it like this. You see that? Flip. The most important thing is whenever you crocheting your pixel, okay, it's like hanging outwards right now. You see that? It's hanging outwards. So I could flip in this direction. So watch, I'm going to hold this for a second, flip this, or you flip this, right? So it really doesn't matter as long as you're right next to that chain space. In this case, I'm just flipping downwards here. As long as I'm right next to the chain space. You see that? And now they're connected in that direction. So just check where it is. Here's the chain of 3 space. Which one's the closest one? That's where you're going into, okay? Made my chain of 3. Now let's check that off. Okay, the next one is a black one. We're going in this direction now. We have a black one now. Okay, so actually I'm going to pull this out for a second. And we're going to do a color change before our slip stitch. So we're going to do a color change right here. That's where the color change is happening during the last yarn over and pull through of the last double crochet stitch. Okay, so that's what I'm doing. I'm going to make a slip knot here in black. I apologize that you can't see the black, but I mean, you can see black, you just can't see the stitches. So I'm going to pull this through. So there's two ways to do color changes. It's the exact same way. You can do this first and then go in here, or you just leave that one out. It doesn't matter. It's the same way. You can see this here. Like I just pull this out and you're good. So during the last yarn interval through is when you are color changing. Okay. Now all I'm doing right now is I'm dropping my orange. I'm not doing anything else with it. I'm just dropping it. Okay. And then I'll make my slip stitch in black like so. See that? Slip stitch in black. So now I'm going to make my 2 pixels in black. They're in the middle because the arrow is pointing in the diagonal way. So we're in the middle, so we're making a chain of 3. 1, 2, 3. I literally dropped the orange, so I'm just letting you know, drop the orange. You can here weave this in at the same time if you like. And we're just going to finish this pixel right here. And then we're going to go into the next pixel. So this one is done. Now I'm going to slip stitch over here to the next one over. Literally whatever's next to it, there's a chain space. That's where you're crocheting into and making your slip stitch. Now 1, 2, 3, okay, and make my another chain of 3. But the next stitch is back in orange, okay? So you have orange over here again. So how do you get this one over to the other side without it literally crossing? So here is what I do, okay? I like to make a loop because I don't want to cut my yarn now and then it's dangling around. I'm making loops right now. I'll take care of that later. So make a generous loop, which usually in my opinion is roughly like a foot or so. So do you see that? This is about, I don't know, a foot roughly, maybe less. I don't know. I'm not counting. But you're making a big loop, okay? And you make a little loop like this, and then you're pulling that through. So now I'm going to let this loop right here hang. And I'm also dropping my black at the same time. And now I'm going to make my slip stitch in orange. Now I'm going to pull my yarn here a little bit so nothing gets undone. So the black one gets pulled a little bit, the orange gets pulled a little bit. So it's nice and tight. You see that? So I just color changed, but I made a loop here in the back. So what I do later, when I'm done with my project, I snip it in half here right in the center, and then I can weave in my ends. If it's too far away to carry my yarn, in this case it is, okay, I will make a big loop. So how did you get to the second black? I literally just went over. So I made a slip stitch right there. I know it's hard to see. My apologies. I probably should have used blue or something. So made my pixel. I slip stitched over to the chain of 3, just like I always do, and then make another pixel. Is that making sense, Shelly? Do you carry your orange? No, I dropped it right there. Dropped it and picked it back up. Do you see that? That's why I made a loop. I didn't carry the orange. I did not carry the orange. That's why it's hanging like this. Okay? All right. So now I'm going to make my last pixel of this row right here. The last pixel is down here, also in orange. So chain of 3, 1, 2, 3, and 3 double crochet stitches. 1, 2, and 3. There's a lot of noises out there today. First garter, now planes. Anyways, so this is how it's looking so far. So I'm going to check it off. So 1, 2, and 3 done. I know you can't see my arrows there, little check off boxes, but this is how it's looking so far. Is this making sense so far? I'm going to keep going just a bit more here. Okay, my hope is to go in until here, like 8 or so, and teach you the decreases too, and then the rest of it will be your homework. That's how far we're going to go for today. Okay, so let's do that. I'm going to go now into the next pixel. Let's point to it, this one right here. You see that? We finished here. We're going over here. We're following our path. This arrow matches this arrow, which means there's still an increase right here. So let's make an increase. Okay, so chain of 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and then 3 double crochet stitches. So 1, 2, and 3. Now we're going to flip. Now, which direction you're flipping is up to you. You can flip this over, or you can flip this over. It's up to you. As long as you are connecting now your stitch to a chain of 3 that's close by. In this case, it's this one. So if I flip this, I am now over here. Okay, and I made a slip stitch right into that chain space right there. Okay, is this clear so far? Now you're gonna have, looks like a tangled mess here in the back. It's okay, ignore it for now, as long as you don't cut things in a weird way. Okay, so I literally just drop yarns. I don't cut anything yet. The only one I cut was white, so it doesn't hang around. Okay, so we're now going over here. We just made this one right here, and now I'm looking at my graph and I see the next one is in black again. So here's where we do something slightly different. Whoopsie daisy, I almost dropped my pen. I'm going to pull this out again because I realized that I have to make black. Okay, make a black transition. So I'm going to pull my black here, move this to the side, and I'm going to pull my black up. So look at this. This is going to be a little bit different than I normally do. So in this case, we're not doing a big loop, unless you want to. But look, if I connect this over and I'm going to crochet over here, the black one, I can pull this up right here and I'm going to hide that yarn. So let me show you. Okay, I am now pulling the black over here, and I'm pulling it through, doing the last yarn over. It looks right now very messy. Do you see that? But we're gonna hide that because we're gonna literally crochet over it, so nobody's gonna see it. So in this case, I don't make big loops. That pixel is right next door. I can hide it. Okay, so here's how I hide it. So I'm gonna pull out my orange over here. Where's my orange yarn? Come on, yarn, don't hide. There we go. So now I'm just gonna work with black right now. You see that, like this? So this is how it looks like so far. We're making a slip stitch like so, and what I'm doing now, I pull this over. See that? There's the yarn that's pulled over. We're going to cover it up by crocheting over it. So I'm going to take my yarn as normal, chain 3, 1 2 3, and I'm going to crochet right over so you won't see that, you know, carried yarn anymore. So 1 2 and 3. See, now it's gone and nobody can see it anymore. Okay, so let's look, what is the next pixel? The next pixel is in orange again. So we're over here. So this black is done. We're now in this one. That's orange again. So let's see if we can hide the orange. I'm going to look at it here. It doesn't look like I can because there's a black in the way. Okay, the black is over here. If I pull this over, you would be able to see it, right? We don't want to do that. So here I need to make another loop. So make another loop. Okay, so I'm making a loop like this, like I did earlier, and I'm pulling this through over here. Pull it through, pull out the black. We don't need it right now. Okay, let that orange hang and make a slip stitch. You see that? That's my color transition. That's it. Now I'm going to let that loop hang. I'm going to cut that later. Just let it hang. Chain of 3. We're in the middle of it, right? So we're making our chain of 3. These are normal pixels that we're making. And I think we're going to finish this row in just orange. Let me check in a second here. I'm pretty sure it's all orange. Am I right here? 1 2 3. Yes. So let's do that. 3 of them. So that was 1. Now I'm going to make a slip stitch over, chain of 3, and make another pixel in my 3 double crochet stitches, and I'm going to make another slip stitch over right here until I have 3 in a row. So far I have 2. I have 1 more to go. 1 more to go, and then we're back on the edge, and you can see it because my hook is literally on the edge. Okay, see, it's on the edge now. So let me flip it in a way that you can see the graph. Okay, exactly the same way as here. So this is how it's looking so far. You see that? So let me check this off. I did this, this, and this. Okay, let's do a couple more rows. Let's see, 1 2, like 3 more rows, diagonal rows, and the rest is going to be your homework. Are you getting it? Are you getting it? Yay! Okay, so let's go to the next one. So let's follow the path. The path right here says arrow up. Okay, so arrow up means it matches this one. That means an increase. So let's make an increase. So 1 2 3 4 5 and 6, and let's crochet double crochet stitches in the 4th, 5th, and 6th chain from the hook, like we always do on the edge when we have an increase. Ooh, my yarn is pulling. Hang on. There we go. 1 more. So each pixel should always look the same. So it's always, there's somewhere a chain of 3 and 3 double crochet stitches. But when you increase, you need a foundation, right? So that's why you have extra 3 chains. Now I need to flip it. I need to get over here. So however flipping doesn't matter, as long as I'm touching the next chain of 3 over. Whatever's the next pixel over. So there we go. It's connected now. Okay, so let's check that off. Pen over here, check that off. So now let's count. How many pixels do I have to do in orange still? We did this one. So there's 1, 2, 3 more pixels in orange, then we do black. So let's do that. Carol, you just ordered the quarter to quarter ebook? Let's go, girl. I'm so happy for you. Okay, chain of 3. Then make 3 more double crochet stitches. Then we have one of the 3 pixels done in orange. So then we slip stitch over. After every pixel, you need to do a slip stitch. You need to connect the pixels together. Chain of 3, 3 double crochet stitches. Yes, you can totally use this also for other techniques, the way I change colors. You can use it for any technique, actually, if you want to. Any color changing technique if you want to. Okay, then slip stitch over. 1 more pixel, and then we're changing back to black. And then we just have to look. I don't know yet how I'm going to do the color change. Am I going to make a loop or am I going to carry it? We'll see. So let's see. How far away is my black? So my black is across. You see that? It's across. So I can't really hide it. I have to, I mean, unless you're okay with it carrying right over, which I don't know if you can see it, but it would look like this, right? It would go right across. So I don't like that. And I'm not able to hide it in any kind of way. So what I'm going to do is I'll make another loop because I can't hide it. Okay. Hang on. My yarn is starting to get a little dangly. All right, there we go. So I'm making another loop because I can't hide it very well. So here's my loop. I'm going to pull my yarn through. Over here, pull it through, pull the orange out. I'm going to do it behind it though, so I'm not losing it. There we go. And now I'm going to, and I can weave this in later. Okay, the black. That's why I made a big loop. See the big loop right here? I know it looks like a tangled mess. Trust me, it's organized. Okay, you make your slip stitch like so. Let me kind of move this so it's a little easier to see. There we go. There. It's a little easier to follow along. So I'm going to make my pixel in black, and then I have 1 more in orange to go. So that means right here, chain of 3, 3 double crochet stitches, and then I need to do another color change. So I'm going to stop here, and I'm going to look how far away is my orange. Where's my orange? My orange is hanging right here. Okay, so this orange, starting to get a little tangled here. Hang on a second. There, this orange right now is hanging over here. It would go right across. Do you see that? That's not going to work. So I need to make another loop. So I'm going to make another loop and do this. And I'm going to make my slip stitch and make my last pixel. 1, 2, 3. And if you ever get, and I'm going to show you this in a second because I started doing this, I realized that some of my loops are a little bit tangled. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look here. Which ones is which? So this one is not tangled with anything. So I can leave that alone. This loop right here has an orange one in there. Do you see that? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it. Cut it right in the center. Snip. And that way I'm pulling this out. So what you can start doing is when you have these, you can make a little knot somewhere. I'll show you. So that way you don't have to worry about it. I'm like, oh my God, that's too much of a mess. Don't worry. Like, watch me. I'll do it for you. Okay. So here's another loop that is tangled. Do you see that? So snip it right in the center. So that way I can pull this out. And look, it's looking much cleaner already. So now let's look in the back. Is there anything tangled over here? No, this one in the back is still okay. So this one is still okay. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all this mess right now, and I can make a little knot here, right? So you can even put like a clip on it or something. I'm just going to make a loose little knot so that way it doesn't bother me right now. See, I'm going to let that hang there. Look at that. And look, now I just have 2 yarn pieces here to take care of. This one I can take care of later, so don't worry about it. See, now I have just 2 yarns. See that? It doesn't have to be messy. We do it like this. Okay, so now let's go back over here. Let's check off what we did. We did this, 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 and this. So now let's do 2 more rows so you can understand the increases and decrease transition, and we're good. So right here it says, let me move this. There we go. There is an arrow right there. This is what we did. We need 1 more arrow over, and that one is in white. Okay, so we're actually doing white right now. No black or anything. Where's my loop? Right here. So I need to pick up my white right now. So let me grab some white. Luckily, I won't need much. Make a little slip knot. Pull that through. Pull the orange out. And let's make an increase. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, which is 6, right? Then make my 3 double crochet stitches. So 1, whoopsie, 2, and 3. Now I have to flip this over, but the next one is in orange. So let's see, how far away is my orange? Can I hide it? I could. I'm going to try to hide it and see if I can, okay? Because it's kind of over here, right here. So this should work. Let's see if I can do it, okay? So what I'm going to do is, it needs to be over here. So I'm going to pull this through over here and see if I can hide it. I'm going to show you if you can. So I'm going to pull out my white. I'm going to snip it so it doesn't bother me. Snip my white. Okay. Leave it hanging over there. And so this is my orange right there. Can I hide it? I'm going to see. I'm going to make a slip stitch over here and see if it hides it enough. It's not bad. It's not ideal, but it works. See that? It works. It's not bad. So if you're okay with a little tiny bit of a loop, then that's fine. In that case, you don't have to make another giant loop and weave it in later. So if you're okay with this teeny tiny bit of a loop, then good. Let it be there. So I'm going to make my pixel because we're in the middle of it. We're just going to make a chain of 3 and 3 double crochet stitches. Is everyone understanding the increases now? We're about to go into decreases after this row. So I need you to tell me, are you getting the increases now? Okay, I'm going to check this off. And so we have 2 more in orange right here before we go back into black. So let's do that. 1, 2, 3. Yes, 3 in a row. So I'm going to make my slip stitch. So I have 1 done. We're going to do 2 more in orange. And then we have black again. Obviously, black is far away. We're definitely going to have to do a loop because really it's on the other side, right? And we're making an eye. Now, you could totally use multiple different skeins here or bobbins. That works. For me, I don't like to mess around with it. I'm just going to make my big loop and cut it later and then move on, okay? So right here is now where we need to do a color change. So obviously you can tell the black is way too far away. I'm going to make a loop and cut it later. So here's my loop. Loopy loop. Whoopsie daisy. I just pulled it by accident. Okay, so make sure my loop is big enough. Let it hang there. And leave my orange over there. I'm going to make my slip stitch. Now, here's the thing. I'm just realizing that my orange is over there. It's right next to it. So I can probably hide it. So what I'm going to do right now is going to show you another trick here. I see that my orange I need again over here. So I'm going to carry my orange with me down here. I'm going to carry it with me so I can pick it back up. So watch this, okay? The orange is not dropped per se. You're carrying it over here. Carrying it along so I can pick it back up over here. So carrying along so I can pick it back up over here. Got it? So I'm going to let it hang there, but carrying it with me, making my chain of 3, and I'm going to crochet over it. So that means carrying it with you, right? Crochet right over with the black. And right here, I'm doing my color change again. So I'm dropping my black, picking up my orange, and I'm pulling it up. You should not be able to see it very well because the orange is right next to it. I would not do that if this is a different color. This happened to be orange, so I can hide it easily. If this is a different color, I would not do this trick. Only because it's the same color, I'm doing it. That's the only reason. And that way you can hide this easily. So once I make my slip stitch, you cannot see that loop. See? Can't see it. It's kind of hidden there in between. You cannot see it very well. Okay, now I'm gonna, let's see, how many do I have to do? 1 orange and 1 in white. So let's do that. So I'm gonna do 1 in orange. Whoops. And then we're going to start doing decreases after the white, you guys. We're doing decreases after the white. We're going to do one row in white, one row in decreases, so you understand how to do this. Okay, so here we go. We need to do our color change again into white. Let me pull some of my white yarn here. And we're going to make a color change. Make a loop and work with the yarn in the loop. Yes, yes. I think I'm understanding your question correctly. I think, Gigi, I think I'm understanding you correctly. So I'm letting a loop hang, but I'm making another loop on it. Is that what you're asking? So in that case, yes. Okay, so I'm going to let my orange hang because I'm going to pick it back up later. I'm going to make my slip stitch here in white. You can see the last one is in white over here. So I'll make my pixel in white. 3 double crochet stitches, and then we're going to make a decrease. We're making our first decrease. So let me show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so I'm going to check this off. And right here, look, all the other arrows usually go up. Here's where it now changes direction. You are now going not up anymore. You're not increasing anymore. You're going over. This arrow matches this arrow. Hang on, I got to move this a little bit so you can see it. This arrow matches this arrow, so we're doing decreases now. That means we're going to start with 3 slip stitches. We're still doing it in white because it's attached to that pixel, and then we do the color change after, okay? So meaning right here is where the color change happens if it's right next to it, okay? So let me show you. So in this case, I'm going to flip without making a chain of 6 or anything. Just flipping. You flip before you make any pixels. Now you make 3 slip stitches. 1, 2, 3. Which double crochets you're picking is up to you. Just make 3 of them. Okay, you need to get back to the chain of 3. That's the idea. So 1, 2, and 3. But the last one, I'm actually going to do in a new color. So the last slip stitch, I'm doing in a new color, which in this case, let's look, is orange. Orange is the next one. So I'm going to see here how far away is my orange. Can I pull it up? I think I can. I think I can pull it up because I can weave this in at the same time. So right here, I pulled it up. Look, it was down here. I pulled it up, but I'm going to carry this now here, and I'm going to weave this in as I go through. So this is how it's looking right now. I'm going to freeze for a second. We made a pixel in white and then 3 slip stitches. The last one is in orange. And now we're going to add our pixel in orange. Okay, so I'm going to cut my white so it doesn't bother me. Where's my white? Right here. Snippity snip. Move that one aside. And now I'm going to make my pixel in orange. 1, 2, 3. Just like it says right there. That's our decreasing mode still, right? And then we're going to crochet right over this orange so we can hide it because we pulled it over, right? In this case, we're carrying it instead of making a giant loop. So let's see what is the next pixel. The next pixel is orange. So 1, 2, 3 more in orange. So slip stitch like this. Okay. All right, Heather, what are you saying here? I'm still wondering if this method that you would be using if you were making a large corner to corner blanket throughout the entire piece, would you make it? I would use the same method. Yes, I would. But here's the thing. If I have a color on one end of the blanket and I'm going to have it again on the other end, I'm not going to make a gigantic loop. I would cut it and then start over. Is that making sense? Just like the white over here. So this white, I didn't make a giant loop. I cut it because I knew it was way too far away from any of the other ones. I only make these loops if it's very close by. If it's close by enough that a little loop will do and I can cut it later and weave in my ends, right? But if it's way down the road, right, way, like the white is for me too far away, then I just snipped it and I picked it back up. Is that making sense, Heather? So here we go. Let me do my, how many was it? I need to check my things off. See, if you check it off, you know what you did. I did this one, so I have 1 more, 3 of them, 3 in 3 in orange. So 1 here in orange, then we have 2 more in orange after. I'm going to show you 1 more decrease so you understand the decrease because it's actually fairly easy once you get the decrease because all you're doing is instead of doing a chain of 3 and plus 3, you're doing a slip stitch. 3 slip stitches and then a chain of 3. So you're substituting this out, right? Okay, so here we go. I finished this pixel. I have one more pixel in orange. And what is the next color? Black? Yeah, it's black. Just check for a second here. All right, the next pixel is black. So let's see, where's my black yarn? My black yarn is all the way over here. Okay, let's look. Is this like somehow tangled? No, it's not. Okay, we're good. Just need to check for a second. Okay, my black is all the way over here. It's close enough that I can make a loop. So that's what I'm making. I'm making a loop and pulling a little loop through. Gigi, I think this is answering your question from earlier, right? So little loop, big loop. And I'm going to carry my orange with me because I know that the next one is orange. So I'm going to carry that with me so I don't have to make another loop. The orange is right next to it, so I can carry it. So making my slip stitch, carrying my orange with me because I know I'll pick it back up over here. And I'm making my pixel in black. Is this the right location for the black? I feel like something is off. 1, 2, 3. Hang on. Why is my pixel all the way over here? Hold on. Gotta look for a second. 1, 2, 3, and then pixel. Something is off. Oh, I made 4. Look at that. See? This is how you double check yourself. Look at that. I made 4. Do you see that? It was supposed to be 3, right? 1, 2, 3. Where am I? 1, 2, 3, 4. No, it's right. Something is off over here. This pixel is supposed to be over. Yeah, this pixel is supposed to be here. So something is off. Hang on a second. Something is off. Oh, I missed one over here. Look, I did it. I missed one over there. Look, there's a pixel missing. Haha. So let's pull this back out. This is what happens sometimes. I missed a pixel. Look, did you see what I did? I went like this. I missed a pixel over here. Something is off. This is why you check your graph. You can see exactly what happened. All right. In this case, I missed a pixel. So let's redo this part. Happens all the time. It's okay. So I'm going to make my pixels. There we go. I had missed this one specifically. That one is the one I missed. Had to frog for a second. It's okay. We're doing good. We're doing good. All right. Remember, we're still going to talk about some ebooks in a second in the Crochet Club. So I have to do one more pixel and then do black. One more pixel and then do black. So if you can avoid having to sew in ends, then that's good. So let's count again. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I need to do my black. And then this is right next to it here. So this is actually great. So I'm going to pull my black this time. Again, in a loop right here. Pull that through. Drop my orange. But I'm going to carry it with me, as I said earlier. Same thing, right? I'm going to carry it with me. Make my slip stitch. Still carrying it. See that? Right there's the orange. I'm going to carry it with me. And picking it back up after. So this is how you fix it. You count your pixels. You make sure everything is correct. And they're all where they need to be. So right here is where my color change happens from the black to the orange. So I'm going to drop my black. Pick up my orange. I'm going to pull this up because this one is an orange too. So in this case it works. I can hide it. It's not a big deal. If you feel like it's too visible, you can kind of move it over there a little bit. And there we go. See, like this, and then you're good. And make my pixels. How many? I should be doing only 1. So let me show you how this decrease happens again. So this is the last decrease I'm showing you. So pay attention. Pay attention. So right here, I finished this pixel. And this is where I'm at. So watch this. So we did all of these. 1, 2, 3, made the black, and we made this one. Right here we finished. Oopsie daisy, you can't see it. We finished right here. We're going in this direction now. This is where we're at. We're not adding another one here, so don't get confused, okay? We're not adding another one here. We're stopping right on top of the white. So if I lay it out, see it? Here's the white, here's the orange. We're stopping on top of it. So we need to now go in this direction. So we're slip stitching back after we made a slip stitch here, connecting the pixels. We're slip stitching back, and then you will go in this direction. So I'll show you. So this arrow matches this arrow. So let's do that. Okay, I'm going to grab my loop. I'm going to connect it to my white. I'm going to flip now. No pixel made. Flipping. And I make my slip stitches now here alongside the orange. Where you're going into is up to you. I'm going to go into here right now, into the double crochet stitches, like so. There's my 3 slip stitches, right? We wrote it down over here, 3 slip stitches. Now we need to make a chain of 3 and 3 double crochet stitches in order to make this pixel right here. So chain of 3 and then 3 double crochet stitches, like so. And slip stitched. Okay, are we getting this? Do you see how we're now decreasing over here? Let me hold it in this direction so you can see it. Do you see the smile up here over here? The one eye is missing. So you would be making another eye over here. So I want to check in real quick. I'm going to zoom out here so you can see it a little bit better. Okay, it looks a little bit like a tangled mess, and that's okay. Right? Like this. There we go. Now, I do want to point out right here, you can see that there's like an orange here in between. If you don't like that there's like a little bit of a disconnect and you want the black to be closer, just like here, right? This one is close. This one's a little further away. All you're doing is you're going to take your yarn that you have here, your leftover yarn, and you can kind of go back and forth when you're weaving it in to kind of cover this area of orange right here. So that way the black is kind of connected. Do you see how it's connected over here? Because we went in that direction, but over here we didn't, right? That's in a different direction. So again, you use your yarn here that you have to weave in and you go back and forth to connect it. So I did this on this one. I went back and forth and sewed it across. Do you see the difference over here? There's a little bit of orange over here. Do you see that? That little bit of orange can disappear if you go back and forth with your black and you just sew it across. And that way it makes a little bit more of a connection. Okay, is this making sense? Is this making sense? Okay, now you go back and forth and finish, all just doing decreases here on the sides. Is this good? Or do I need to do another row? Do I need to finish this row for you to see another decrease, or are we good? Cynthia just joined the club. Yay! I'm so happy for you. Julie says, why did you flip without making a pixel? Because we're on a decrease. You flip beforehand. You're making slip stitches. When you do decreases, you make slip stitches. You're not adding a new pixel. You're decreasing. So you're flipping first. The pixel that you made over here is being exchanged by 3 slip stitches. Is that making sense? Okay. The color change ebook bot has, yes, it has a lot of quarter to quarter in there. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, are we good on this graph? Do I need to do one more row or are we good? Leave a comment down below. I want to make sure we're good on the decreases. I can finish this row if you want me to, but I think we're good, right? I went through in a lot of detail, almost an hour we've been talking. So please let me know if this doesn't make sense. Clear but need practice. Now that makes sense, Sheila. That is normal. It's okay to be a little confused. I love how Sheila says that. It's clear but need more practice. That is normal. This is just riding a bike. You need a little bit more practice, okay? Let's see. All good. Okay, so Gigi says decreasing row. Please do another. I'm just going to finish this row. How about this? I'll finish this row and that's it, okay? And the rest of it is your homework, okay? All right, Shelly, yes, I will make sure that I'll show this off in a second again. Okay, I'm going to finish this row really quick with you guys. So which is this one right here. So we started this one. We made this pixel already. So we have 1 in orange, 1 in black, and then 2 in orange. So let's just finish that row for a second, okay? So what did I say? 1 in orange. Okay, so let's do this real quick. 1 in orange. So 1 pixel in orange. Then we're going to do black again because it's probably too far away. We're going to make another loop. So let's make that loop. Where's my black? Here's my black. Yeah, it's too far away. You see that? It would cross right over. We don't want that. So we make a loop. Pull this in. Let that loop hang. I'm going to carry my orange with me though, because that way I can weave it in. I don't have to make another loop. I'm going to use it again anyways after. So I'm going to carry my orange with me. So chain of 3, make my pixel in black, and I'll show you one more decrease here at the end of the row, okay? I know you got this. So I'm going to drop my black. I think that was my last black. Am I right? So I can cut it. Was this my last black? Yes, that was my last black. So I'm going to cut it so it doesn't bother me. let it hang there. I'm going to finish with my orange. So I'm going to pull this here so it doesn't bother me. Make a slip stitch. Okay, so I'll show you where I'm at. So I'm here, I did this and this, so I have to do 2 more, and then I'll show you 1 more decrease. So 2 more pixels in orange, only 2 more on this one. So 1 right here, then slip stitch, and right here is the last pixel of this row. So you're decreasing by 1 pixel per row, so you can count, you can see that you went down. So now I'm doing a slip stitch right here. Okay, so I want you to pay attention for those who still have trouble with the decrease. So right there is the arrow. It's going to decrease now. We are on the edge, but we have to be over here. So the only way I get from this point to this point is doing 3 slip stitches. So I'm going to flip first because I can't crochet the other way around. I'm not a lefty. So I'm flipping first. You get that. I think Julie was asking that, or Gigi. You have to flip first. See that? Flip first. Now you're going to do your slip stitches. So 1, 2, and 3. That's only for decreases. You're doing that. Only for decreases. It says that right there. Okay. And I'm going to make 1 more pixel right here in orange so you can see that. Chain of 3 and 3 double crochet stitches. That is my decreasing pixel right there. Then slip stitch over to the next one. And that's it. Do you see that? That was our decrease. Do you see now how it's decreasing? We increased in this direction. We're decreasing in this direction. Are we good? If you have more questions, you can always email me. And I have more videos too. And now, of course, the ebook, right? There's even more details on that. Sarah says, I think I need to meditate and rewatch and take notes. Yes, do so. Do so. Confused, I'm not so... Valerie, it's okay. You can do it a few times. Take your time. Gigi says she needs some practice. That's fine as well. You take your time, okay? Okay, so this is how it looks like. So obviously the final product would look like this, right? And then I wove in some of my ends already. I just wanted to show you some of the ends hanging down here, right? You just weave them in. Now, regarding weaving in ends, I'm not going to show you that right now, but you stay within the color. The weaving in end parts, you stay within the color. Don't mix and match colors, okay? And you've got this. You've got this. I know, I believe in you that you've got this, okay? So now let's talk a little bit about all the different ebooks that we have. Since you guys were talking about the ebooks, let's start talking about the ebooks first for a second, and then I'll talk about the Crochet Club. Because if you feel like you want to go one step further, then the Crochet Club is for you for sure. You get extra support, a big community, lots and lots of patterns. But since we were talking about ebooks, I want to show you really quickly the Corner to Corner ebook for a second, because some of you guys were interested in that. So this is our Corner to Corner ebook, okay? Everything is 30% off right now. So take advantage of that. 30% off right now. So Corner to Corner Made Easy is a beginner guide and includes all kinds of different corner to corner techniques in terms of the box stitch. This is specific for the box stitch, okay? Let me explain what I'm talking about because it comes with this. Corner to corner in this specific ebook, only in this ebook, it includes the box stitch, but there's 2 different types of box stitches, okay? There is the double crochet version we just went through. There's also a half double crochet version, which is known as mini corner to corner because it's smaller, right? So yes, some of these patterns are done in mini corner to corner, like the butterfly blanket that someone brought up earlier. That's done in mini corner to corner. If you would make that in regular corner to corner with double crochet stitches, it's gonna be a lot bigger, okay? So this is what's included in the Corner to Corner ebook, okay? You have all of these different patterns. You have the left side here is all the patterns with a material list and written instructions and graphs, or just one or the other depending on how big the pattern is. And then you have all of these graphs additionally that you can use for whatever you want. Now remember, not everything will turn into a blanket. Sometimes you just have a little square and then you can sew them on together into something. You can turn it into pillows or something. You can add it into being part of something, right? This can be as big or as little as you want depending on what yarn you're picking, right? It really doesn't matter. In this case, you're getting 40 additional graphs that doesn't have any materials listed, so you can turn it into whatever you like. And that is what is included in the Corner to Corner ebook. It's really, really detailed, and as I said, it has many different types of box stitch corner to corner tutorials in here, and more color changes. I think I brought in the weaving and ends is in there too, as far as I remember. Pretty sure I did that because I would not exclude that. Then it has also a section in there on how to make your own graphs. So there's a lot of details in this specific ebook for sure. So let's see, was there a question about the graph? Oh, can you show us the graph again? Of course I can. Let's see, maybe I can do it. I'm gonna flip my screen again so you can see it better. Okay, let me do it like this. I'm gonna make it a little darker, wrong direction, so you can see it better. How's that? Is that good? Take a picture. Snap. I'll smile. Hee. So that way you have it. Ta-da! There's your graph. Is that good? Okay, I'm going to flip back. You can always watch the replay later. Okay, watch the replay later and you can take a screenshot from there. So let's talk about the Crochet Club for a second. Remember, we have prizes at the end, so stay until the end if you want to have a chance to win something, okay? I want to talk to you through the Crochet Club for a second, because a lot of you guys always have questions about the Crochet Club. So the very first thing is I want to ask you guys some questions, because if you are in my shoes, you would probably feel the same way, and most of you guys do. So let me ask you this. I'm going to pop these questions here on the screen so you can think about this, but I'll tell you my story about these, okay? The story is here. It says here, but do you like to crochet alone or dislike boring tutorials? And do you have trouble getting pattern support? So I'll tell you my story as a designer. Now, as a crocheter, you probably feel very similar. If I want to expand my knowledge, you probably feel that, right? You want to expand your knowledge. You don't want to stay stuck. You want to, I always feel like the more you learn, the younger you stay. That's just my feeling, because if you stop learning, I feel like that's the point where you give up, right? Always continue learning. You will stay young. So also wise at the same time. Young and wise. But anyways, if you're just like me and you want to expand your crochet knowledge, then you will go through this exact process as I do, right? You go and figure out, am I alone as this? Do I have to do this alone? Like, this is frustrating. Why do I have to do this alone? I don't want to learn this alone because I don't have anyone to talk to or ask questions. So part 1 and 2 are kind of related, right? Are you alone? You cannot ask questions. And I'm talking about, for me as a designer, it would be techniques that are more like not very well known, you know, expanding into techniques that I want to teach you in the future, far down the future. But I go through this process and I feel like there's no one out there that will teach me because there's not enough material out there. Plus, the videos that I do find are either in other languages, no language at all, like just background music, and usually very boring. They're like, you fall asleep. You feel like, oh, I can't follow this anymore, right? It's like, it's hard to see. They use thin yarn. It's just music. I have no help and I'm alone. I will give up if I'm in that situation. If you feel like that, I want you to say no more. Okay, you say this is your stopping point. This is like you opening a new door for yourself, and you will say, I don't want this experience anymore. Plus, it's a waste of time, in my opinion. We don't want that. Okay, if you're done with that kind of experience and you rather have this kind of experience, like I think this is Rose. Rose says, I love your presentation on how you bring everyone in and explain projects in a fun way. This summarizes what I just showed you, the opposite, like the positive version. I will teach it to you in a fun way, not boring way. We don't have background music to make you fall asleep, for example, right? And I will bring everyone in. You are not alone in this. This is a community that you are going to be part of that's very positive, helpful. They're all there to help you, guide you through it. If I said something, you didn't hear it, then they will probably help you and say, hey, Nikki said it here and here, whatever. Or I'll come back in and answer for you. There are so many times I've gotten, even this morning, I got another comment from someone saying, oh my gosh, I can't believe you're the one who answers my questions. It's not an assistant, it's not a bot that answers me, it is you answering me, meaning I'm answering the customers. Yes, that's important to me because nobody will know the material the way I do when I teach it. Like, why not me? I don't know why people do it and hand it off to others. They're not the ones who taught it, right? So if you want to feel like you want to be part of this really, really supportive community, positive, supportive community where you're not alone, as you can see, look at all these smiles. Oh my gosh, I love it. We meet not only weekly for live tutorials, we also have Zoom chats twice a month. We just had one last Thursday. We're going to have one this Thursday. So in 4 days, we have another one. So if you join now, you can be part of it. It's going to be so much fun. Okay, we have Zoom chats all the time, twice a month. We have so much fun, and you're not alone in any of this, okay? And let me explain to you when I say you're together. It's like having your own little crochet along that you were part of designing. Can you imagine that? Like you have a decision making to make. Like you are part of the decision making. It's super cool. Let me explain. I'll prove it to you, okay? Here's what we do. We make these little polls, or I put the polls together, but the ideas are coming from the community. So when we do these Zoom chats, they're the ones bringing up the ideas. Then I put a poll together and they're the ones going through it. So do you see this back here? This is going to be the angel right here. We'll have part 2 tomorrow, and part 3 is going to be next week, and then we're finished with the angel. Then we move on to the elf down there. Let me show you what we did before. Per their request, we made a scarecrow and a Santa. They're all done with the same body. I call it the neutral body. Do you see how I said neutral body? Because look, this same body, you undress it pretty much, you know, undress it, dress it back up, and then you have Santa, okay? Or in this case, we're making an angel right now. It's the exact same body, but they're the ones that decided on that. They wanted a scarecrow. Then once we made the scarecrow, like, oh, let's make more. Let's make Santa. Then they came up with the angel, the elf, and the gnome idea. I came up with the nutcracker, so we're going to do nutcracker next year. So this is all right here. Someone's asking, how can you join? The link is right here, but I'm going to pop it in the comments real quick. It's also in the comments linked. There's a pinned link on YouTube. It's like black. You will see it there somewhere in the chat. And you can click on that too, okay? So they're the ones deciding on this. And I love how my TCC members are in here. Look at that. I'm going to show some of you guys off here. Ruth says, TCC, this is the Crochet Club. TCC is the abbreviation of the Crochet Club. TCC is absolutely incredible. I love it. Nikki's such a great teacher. I'm very, very lucky to have her. Thank you. And then look, Maxine is here too. Maxine says, TCC is amazing. All the patterns tell you the yarn used. There's always links where to get yarn. That's right. And accessories. I love this group. Nikki's very patient and helpful. Thank you, Maxine. I appreciate you. So let me show you what I'm talking about, because they were talking about patterns. So I want to show that off to you. So I'm going to move this for a second and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So we have live video tutorials like the angel I talked about. Tomorrow I'm teaching a live video tutorial. I'm not just giving them the pattern, say, here you go. We go through the pattern together. So tomorrow we're going to make the wings of the angel. So they have the written instructions on the screen, just like you see right there, but in a neater way. This happens to be Tunisian, so that was a little different, right? But they have the pattern in front of them. We go through it. We have little checkoff boxes. I'll show you those in a second. And then we go through it one step at a time and explain everything. I don't give up until everyone says, we're good, we understand, we can always watch the replay, right? But if there's any questions, I'm there. Instant support. That's what we have, live tutorials. I don't just pre-record and dump it on them. I'm there to guide them through it. And this is how the checkoff boxes look like. So you have the option to print it out too. If you wanted to, there's a print button on the bottom of every pattern, and all the material lists are usually linked, so you can click on it and you know exactly what materials I used. So you don't have to search around. It's a waste of time, right? Personally, time is money. But you also have these checkoff boxes, so you can go through and check it off and you know exactly where you're at in the pattern. So that way you can save your progress. Yes, there's a save button. It's called Save Draft on the bottom. You will save your progress so you know exactly where you are. So even if you travel the world and you're on the side of the country, you log back in, you know exactly where you were when you last stopped, okay? So you can save your progress on the patterns. How cool is that, right? Tell me another software that does that. I think there's only one out there, but it doesn't come with pattern support and doesn't come with live tutorials or community. So just saying. So you get a lot. And yes, you get an entire vault of over 500 ad-free crochet patterns. just the value of the patterns. Okay, if you take away the communities, the support, the live tutorials, the Zoom chat, if you take all of that away and you just focus on the 500, it's well over 500 by the way, but let's pretend it's 500. If you think of just 500 patterns, if you get just that, and the average value of a pattern, PDF pattern, is $5, that's the average. Some of them are 10, 15, 12, 7, 3, whatever. Average is 5, okay? 5 times 500 is $2,500 in value. Just the patterns alone. Just the patterns alone. But that's not what you're paying. I would never charge you for that unless it's a one-on-one situation. Okay, so let me show you what you are getting. Okay, you're getting all of this. Over 500 patterns. You get easy, accessible video libraries. All the live tutorials are recorded, so you can always go back and watch them whenever you want. We have weekly live tutorials, as I said, easy access to resources that you can print out, exclusive patterns and first priority in patterns. You can request patterns like we did for the chicken and the baby chicks. That was requested. We did, let's see, we did the flower doll. That was requested. We did that as well. We made a Christmas wreath. That was requested by the TCC members as well. They're the ones who decide on all that, okay? We have new weekly content, special coupon codes only for the TCC members. So even if you miss a sale, you still have a coupon code you can use at any time. We have twice a month virtual get-togethers. Let me show you what the price breakdown is for all of that, because I told you just the patterns alone is a value of over $2,500, but that's not what you're paying, okay? So if you join as a TCC member, the Crochet Club member, you have 3 different options: annual, quarterly, or monthly. So the regular price is in black right there. So annual would be $139 a year, quarterly $45, monthly $17. Okay, but with the sale right now happening, 30% off only until 11/20 with the coupon code over there, 30BF, like best friend Black Friday, whatever you want to call it. Okay, it brings it down to from annual from $139 to $973. 97.30, excuse me, I don't know what I just said, 97.30, which if you break that down divided by 12, so it's about a little over $8 a month or so. So that's a pretty darn deal. Like, just skip a couple of ice creams, you know, some pizzas, maybe Starbucks, skip a couple of those, and you have all of this available to you. That's pretty cool. Quarterly is $31.50, which is what, $10.50 for the first 3 months there, or monthly is $11.90. So if you're on a budget, just come as a monthly member. Check it out first. I do want to tell you that most members are annuals because they want to save money and they just want one time a year where they know when the bill's coming through. Plus, new annual members right now get a special bonus. So I give you an extra gift if you are an annual member. If you become an annual member right now, okay, only in the US, you will get one of these yarn boxes for free. I will pay for shipping. So let me explain this. If you join as a new annual member until 11/20, not only will you save 30% with that coupon code up there, but you get a free yarn box on top of it. It's a free yarn goodie box. I'll show you in a second what's on the inside, but before I do so, I want to point out that this is for the US only. If you're international and you join as a new annual, you'll get a free ebook instead. I'll show you all the ebooks in a second too. And by the way, feel free to read the comments, you guys. I don't want to show everyone off because you guys can read it right there, but look at the comments. There are so many people that are in TCC already and absolutely loving it. I mean, you can see it right there. Let's see, Linda, you can email me and we can talk about it depending if you are monthly, quarterly, or something. So for anyone who is a monthly or quarterly member, go ahead and upgrade and you can still get this yarn box and you save at the same time. I'm going to show you my yarn box here. I need to just check that you can see it. Yeah, there you go. You can see it. Sorry, I had to move something over. So here's the yarn box. Let me show you what's on the inside for those who are going to get the yarn box. It's a mystery yarn box. So you know what's kind of in there, but you don't know the full picture, right? Because the yarn is different for everyone and a few other things are different too. So let me show you. So the first thing you see is a drawstring bag right here. Now I have 2 different types, so you're going to get one or the other. One is fabric and has it on both sides, and one of them has it only in the front. So I have 2 different versions, but it still says the Crochet Club on it. Okay, then we have some stickers. and stitch markers, so that is different for everyone. Then we have this one is the same for everyone. Okay, it's a red keychain that's also a measuring tape. It's very popular. I love this one. I use it all the time. We also have a pop socket in there, also custom. Anything you see like where my logo's on is all custom made. You can't buy it anywhere. This is a pop socket where you can put it on the back of your phone, so that way you can hold your phone properly, no more wrist and finger cramps and stuff, right? And you can also use it to stand up your phone. So if you want to watch like a movie or something, or you want to watch me while I teach you on YouTube or on Facebook, then you can just put it there and then you can watch it, right? So this is a pop socket. It also comes with TCC times. It has a pattern on the back. The video tutorial for the pattern is in the Crochet Club in the vault. It's part of the 500 patterns in there, right? You also have a color wheel, which is very popular. And then you have random yarn. It could be 1 skein, 2 skeins, 3 skeins, depending on how big the skeins are. If the skein has like 200-300 grams, I'm going to put one giant one in there. If you have little ones, then it might be 2 or 3 of them. So it really depends. Okay. So that's just what's inside the yarn box. Let me move that away so it doesn't bother me. Plus, I need to find my buttons in front of me. So, move that away. So, that's what you're getting. You have a chance to get one of these yarn boxes if you join as an annual member. A new annual member in the US gets one of these boxes for free. I pay for shipping, so you don't have to worry about that. And you save 30% with that coupon code. Do you guys have any questions about the Crochet Club? It's pretty cool, right? I love all these reviews that are flying in. Let me show some of you guys off here. Linda says, I love TCC, and Nikki and the members are so nice and helpful, like a big family. I agree. It's like super like a big family. So especially if you're home alone, nobody has crocheting time in front of you. I'm the only one who crochets at home. So I love TCC because I'm part of a big family. I agree. I'm 72 years old. Well, Linda is. And I've been crocheting for 10 years. And joining this club has improved my work. Nikki's great. I love that. That's one of the other things that you're doing. You're learning a lot of tips and tricks throughout, new stitches, new techniques. It's really, really like comfortable feeling, like hang out, have fun with us. We're crocheting this together. You don't have to crochet the angel, for example, that we're working on right now, but you have the option to do so. Like you can join at any time, right? And like any of the crochet alongs, you don't have to be a part of it, but many of them do it and they absolutely love it. I agree. It's a little awesome box for sure. Maxine joined in August and my crochet skills have improved in that short time. Oh, I love that. That's a really short time. I have learned new crochet techniques and tips. I love that. Like Dawn has been part of TCC for so long. She loves it. She calls it her favorite place to be. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, let's see. Do I see another awesome review here? Let's see. Where do I find the body pattern? Cynthia, if you're in the Crochet Club, it's under Amigurumi. It's called Neutral Body. That's where it is. And the video tutorials are linked right there too. So it's a written pattern in the video tutorials. It's all right there. All the replays. I think we made it in 2 parts, I'm pretty sure. So you have all the video tutorials linked right there in the Neutral Body. It's in the Crochet Club. It's currently only in the Crochet Club. Any of those patterns I just showed you, they're only in the Crochet Club. So anyways, that's all about the Crochet Club. If you have any questions, let me know down below. Leave a comment. You only have 3 more days until this sale ends, and this is our only sale this year. But that's not the only thing that I'm selling this year at a big discount. It's the biggest discount we do every year is 30% off. So this is only like 5 days out of the year where you can save this much. So if you are a crochet ebook collector, so even if you're in the Crochet Club and you want some more ebooks, well, I got something for you because we also have all of our ebooks on sale. Let me show you the videos so that way it guides you through it a little bit better. So here's our video that shows all of these different things. Obviously the Crochet Club is mentioned beforehand. This is our sales page. So once you click that link up there or scan it or click it in the comments, I'm going to pop it into the comments here one more time so you have it, okay? And we have prices at the end, so hang on, okay? We're going to talk about the price in a second. So first you're going to see, when you click that link that I just popped in the comments, you're going to see this, okay? The first thing you see is the Crochet Club breakdown, and then you're going to see all of these different ebooks, and everything is 30% off. I have like 27, 28 different ebooks. So whether it's mosaic crochet, corner to corner like we talked about today, filet crochet, which we're going to talk about tomorrow. We have all kinds of different books, even specific for like hats, moving hats, scarves, cowls, and shawls, which I call neck accessories. We also have tissue box covers. We have sports balls. We also have knit look patterns, Apache tears. I think I'm saying this right this time. Let me show you a different view of this, because this one breaks it down a little bit better, because it just shows you, hang on, is this the right one? Hang on, no, it's this one I was trying to show you. Just this one, where it shows you the ebook close up. So this has 600 tips, 70 color changes. There's like 9 different techniques in there. We have everything about ornaments. So if you need some more ornaments, that's there. We have moving hats, 2 different volumes. So one has 10 and one is specific for animals. Mosaic crochet, like we talked about yesterday. Mosaic crochet. By the way, the pattern we talked about yesterday is an ornament ebook. You also get additional graphs if you want them to. Waffle stitch, because that one is always popular, just like cables. You will learn cables during the mystery crochet along, so that's in there. If you want to have just stitches, the stitch ebook is very popular. I'm just saying, even 600 tips and tricks, very popular. Thermal crochet, linked crochet. What else do we have? Corner to corner, like we talked about earlier, right? Excuse me for touching my nose. It's so much going on. Filet crochet. What else do we have? Neck accessories. This one's going to be broken up into 3 ebooks soon. So heads up, this is your time to get it at a deal. Bags, square inspired crochet patterns. I mean, come on. Okay. Tunisian crochet. So if you want to ever learn any of that, or here, last minute gifts, these all come with video tutorials. Every single ebook comes with video tutorials. Okay. I want to explain that to you for a second. Once I'm done with this entire video here, let me just stop it here, because I want to show you what I'm talking about. So all our ebooks are in a very special way. So everything is 30% off, so take advantage of that. But our ebooks are made in a very special way, like no other books or ebooks out there. It's a 4-in-1. You get the digital file, okay, that is ad-free, digital ad-free, that you can print out. If you go to the bookstore, a lot of people always ask me, I want the hard copy, I want the hard copy. If you lose the hard copy or it gets ruined, you have to buy a new one. If you get a digital product and you can print it out yourself, if that physical product that you printed gets ruined, you reprint it. Okay, it's so much better to have a digital version. Okay, plus you have clickable buttons. The table of content is clickable. The material list is clickable. It has a main menu button. It has video tutorials. So it's digital, printable, clickable buttons with video tutorials. That is not something that you can see out there. Most of the time, a book or an ebook out there, that is not mine, you will get just the written information, and that's it. It doesn't have any clickable buttons. It doesn't have any video tutorials. None of that, okay? It's just scroll through however it is. Sometimes you have barely any pictures. This one has a lot of pictures usually, and if it doesn't have a lot of pictures, it usually has some kind of video tutorial there to guide you through it so that you will have a success in making this pattern. Also has big font. I didn't even say that. They have all big font. So you can really read it. Okay, there's so much here that is just covered in these ebooks. So what are you going to pick? I know there's so many different options. So you have 3 more days to think. So don't think too long, okay? 3 more days to think and go through it and really figure out which one you want. So many of you guys already got it. Oh my God, look at you guys. Yay. I love it when you guys go and get your ebooks. Collect them. There's so many who collect them. Okay. Okay, there was a question here. What is linked crochet? Linked crochet is a technique that's part of the Tunisian crochet family, but uses a regular crochet hook. If you have checked out the mystery crochet along that we did earlier a couple of days ago, you can check out my website or YouTube channel. You will see it right there. Then you will see a stocking right there. A Christmas stocking. We did linked crochet in there. Linked crochet means you're connecting the stitches together. Like double crochet has gaps in between. Well, linking them together means you don't have any gaps. But technically it's part of the Tunisian crochet family, but it doesn't use a special hook. It uses a regular crochet hook. So it reduces the gaps and it's part of the Tunisian crochet family. So that is what linked crochet is. Try it out. You will love it. I promise you. I love video tutorials. I don't really understand. Yes, the video tutorials are in there. Not every pattern comes with a video tutorial, but you will definitely get video tutorials when there's techniques. I personally think once you understand most of the techniques, the patterns will just flow right off your hook. Literally. So much fun. Anyways, this is your time to get any of these ebooks on sale, okay? And you can also get the Crochet Club on sale. And if you're a new annual member, you can get one of these yarn boxes. So what are you gonna pick? You guys tell me. Have you any ideas of what you're gonna pick? You have many days left. Not many, excuse me. 3 days left. That's what I meant to say. 3 days left. So go check it out. Okay. I do want to point one more thing out because I mentioned it briefly a couple days ago and I kind of want to show it off really clearly. And this is part of the ornament ebook. I mean, let me show it to you really quickly so you understand what I'm saying. Because this is an update that I did. Okay. Remember this ornament ebook I talked about a few weeks ago? Well, it's brand new. Okay. It's a brand new ebook and it has 40 different patterns in there and more than 23 videos. It's actually 24 at this point because we added the stocking into it, right? Like this one, we did that yesterday. So there's a new video tutorial that was just included. However, right before I added this one, I don't know how well you can see it. It is so detailed. Okay, it's very hard to see. I think it's better if I hold it this way. Can you see it? Look at the detail. This is a turtle dove, okay, inspired by the Home Alone movie, super popular in a Christmas time. So this is what I used. Looked at the photo pretty much and looked at how the turtle dove looked like, and so I made a crochet version out of it. And you can see they're there, and you should always have two so you can give one to your friend, right? And guess what? This pattern comes now with a video tutorial too. So many guys have requested it, so it's coming your way. Okay, so the turtle doves are now available as a video tutorial. Look how elegant it looks. Look at the detail and the texture. It took me a while to design it this way, but I'm so happy how it turned out. It looks absolutely stunning, and you can make your own version if you get the ornament ebook. It's currently only in the ornament ebook, and the video tutorial is included, okay? But we talked about filet crochet briefly earlier, right? So filet crochet is something I'm going to teach you guys tomorrow. So do you see that rose shawl over here in a row 2, the pink one? I'm going to show you how to get started on it. We're not doing the entire shawl. I'm going to show you how to get started on it because the pattern includes mainly a graph. And once you get the graph, once you understand how to do filet crochet, then you'll be able to do this graph no problem, and you can do this shawl for yourself. A lot of people like to call it a prayer shawl because it looks really elegant. It's filet crochet, right? It has a rose on the back with a big heart. So if you want to learn how to do that, come back tomorrow. I'm going to do another live tutorial for that. And on Wednesday, we're going to do tapestry. Now, let's talk about giveaway prizes. Are you guys ready? I'm giving away some prizes now. Yay! It's time for giveaway prizes. Okay, so we're now doing prizes. I have 2 questions for you. 2 questions for you. I'm going to go through one by one, and we're going to give away some prizes. Oh, what happened again? Come on. Let's refresh. Hang on, we'll go back. Oopsie daisy. Let's go back this way. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Oh no. Hang on. Let's see if I can refresh it. No, it won't do it. You know what? I'm going to do it differently. Because this doesn't work, we're going to do it this way. This time, the giveaway prizes are going to be the yarn box if you're in the US or an ebook if you're international. Ta-da! This is what's going to happen, okay? I'm giving away the biggest prizes. If this doesn't work today, then that's what I'm going to do. So if you win today, you're going to get this yarn box if you're in the US, and if you're international, you're going to get an ebook. Done deal. Sounds good? So you know exactly what you can get. Yay! This is what happens when we get glitches, okay? Happens, it's okay, it's not a big deal. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go question 1 at a time, like 1 question at a time. There's going to be 2 questions. We'll have more questions tomorrow. And tomorrow's live tutorial is going to be at 2 o'clock Pacific time. Why? Because I'm at 12 o'clock Pacific time going live in TCC and making the angel wings. So that's why we're moving the YouTube one back. So the filet crochet one is going to be at 2 o'clock Pacific time, okay? That's what's going to happen. So if you're coming back tomorrow, 2 o'clock Pacific time, it's the only time where it's not 12. Do you see it? 2 o'clock Pacific time, time tomorrow on the 19th. So come back for that. If you're on my newsletter, you will get a link in the email, so that way you know exactly where to go. So we're going to go through the questions now. Question number 1. Are you ready? I'm going to pick a random winner if the person has a correct answer, okay? So here's how it's going to work. I'm going to pop up the question, and you're going to type it really, really quickly. So let's go. Question number 1 is, what technique did we use to crochet the emoji square? Haha, this is an easy one. If you were here the entire time, you know that answer. I know you do. I know you do. Come on, give me the answer. What's the answer? In the meantime, I'm going to show off a couple people here from, I did that yesterday really briefly too, but I want to show it to you because I love these reviews. And these were literally a screenshot from our video from the live tutorial a couple, was it 2 days ago? You guys were talking about this. And some of you guys are here in the chat, right? Look, great deal, great deal. They're talking about this deal right here, 30% off, great deal. Maxine says she was collecting ebooks. She had 5 at this point. She has 6 now, haha. Gigi says she has 6. Dawn says her favorite one is the Stitches. It's a Stitch ebook. It's called Stitches Made Easy. It comes with written instructions and video tutorials all at the same time. And Gigi says her favorite is the Tips and Tricks ebook. Oh my God, that's a popular one. It's the most popular ebook I have. The second one is a tie between the moving hats and the ornament one, in case you're curious. We also have Ruth, and Ruth says, I'm working on my ebook collection. I hope to own them all eventually. Let's go, Ruth. I know Ruth said earlier she has a couple more that she added to her collection. What are you going to add to your collection? Okay, so let's go through the answers. Let me remove this so I can cover my eyes, put my mouse in the right position, and let's pick our winner. Okay, here we go. You're either going to get the yarn box if you're in the US, or you're going to get an ebook. So let's see who's going to win. I'm going to stop right here. Okay, we have Linda Murphy. Linda, hang on, I gotta do my kitty cat. Woo! Linda! Linda, we want to know, are you in the US? Because in that case, you just got a yarn box. So congratulations, Linda. Yay! I am so happy for you. Okay, let me move this away because we're going straight into question number 2. Let's see if you guys know question number 2. Okay, I said it a few times. I know you know this one. Let's see if you can answer this one. Question number 2 is, what is the abbreviation? Did I spell this correctly? Something is wrong here. Abbreviation. What is the abbreviation of the Crochet Club? What is the abbreviation of the Crochet Club? Let's see. Congratulations. I love how you guys all congratulate each other. Yay! I love it, love it, love it. By the way, if you won already, don't answer. Give everyone else a chance, okay? We don't want someone to miss out when someone else already got something, okay? So give everyone else a chance. So if you know this one, then please, please tell me the answer right here. Linda says she's in California. Ooh, I'm in California too. So I will show my email address in a second. This time I won't forget, I promise. If I forget, you guys let me know, okay? But I will remember it this time. I will show you my email address in a second for the winners, so that way you guys can email me, okay? So let me show off the winner for question number 2. Remember, we have another one tomorrow. We're giving more prizes away tomorrow, so come back tomorrow for more prizes if you don't win today. Okay, I'm going to cover my eyes. So here we go. Cover my eyes, and let's see who won. Going up and down. If you already won, please don't answer, and only answer once. Okay, up and down, up and down. Let's see who won. I'm going to stop right. How about here? We have Leticia. Oh, I like your name. Leticia. Congratulations. You either got an ebook or you got a yarn box. So you tell me, are you in the US? Or if you're international, you just got an ebook of your choice. So we want to know. Let us know, Leticia. What did you get? I want to know. I'm curious. This time I don't know ahead of time. Sadly, my thing didn't work. But that way you guys got the best prizes. Haha. So win-win for everyone. So let me show you guys my email address. I won't forget this time. Okay. So I'm showing off my email address right here. So this is my email address, Nicole@nikkishomemade.crafts.com. Okay, Nicole@nikkishomemade.crafts.com. So Nikki has an S in the end. So Nikki's, right? Nickis, homemade, crafts with an S.com. Email me even if you have a question. There was a person that says, I didn't get a box. Guys, only the annual members get a box at a special time of the year. I don't give the boxes away all the time. It's a special promotion. So if you join at that special promotion, and if you are in the US and you are a new annual member, you got a yarn box. If you didn't, then you probably joined us a monthly, quarterly, or outside of the promotional time. So just keep that in mind, and you can always email me and I will check for you, okay? I will check for you. If you email me, I will check and see if you should have gotten the box or not. I've never missed anyone, but I'm happy for you guys to email me. But this is your time. By the way, if you're monthly or quarterly, this is the time for upgrades, and you get a yarn box too if you're in the US. The boxes are only for those in the USA, okay? Please remember that. It has to do with shipping prices and all kinds of other things. So for those who are internationals, they get an ebook instead if you are becoming a new annual member. So let me remind you really quickly. You have this biggest sale available to you only until 11/20. Okay, until 11/20 you can save 30% of all ebooks and the Crochet Club. And for those who join as a new annual member, you get a yarn box as well in the US, or an ebook if you're international. I hope I made it very clear for you guys. I hope I didn't confuse you and say, oh no, now I don't know which one to get. Go look through it. Check out the link that I popped in the comments, or this one right here. It's the same one, or the QR code. Check it all out. Check it out and see what you want. You have to purchase each one individually. Okay, it's not a checkout. It's not a cart system. It's a checkout system, so you have to purchase each one individually, but they're all going in the same account. As long as you use the same email address, they're all going to be in one location in the end, so it's easy to access for you. Okay, so you log in and join and check it out. Oh, we had someone else join. Linda just joined. Yay! I'm so happy for you, Linda. Look, you got my little kitty cat. This kitty cat was for everyone. In case I couldn't show off my kitty cat earlier from my other screen, I can't show it off. So yay if you joined the Crochet Club, and yay if you added more ebooks to your ebook collection at a stellar deal right now. So take advantage of the sale. I will see you guys back here tomorrow for the filet crochet. And otherwise, you guys have a wonderful day and enjoy your new products. If you are going to get any, the ebook, the Crochet Club, what are you joining? I'll see you guys all tomorrow, right? Until then, bye!